I think the most important message that we've heard and we've learned over and over again, that caregivers are the rock. Learning techniques as a caregiver, somebody that helps care for a person with dementia, for them to be able to do that gives the person with dementia added respect, the dignity that we all want for them to remain in that home. And another thing it does is it allows a caregiver to be safer. Caregiving is a huge responsibility, a huge job, a huge piece of caring. So what we hope to do is give people the tools to do these things properly, reduce their own risk of injury, reduce their own stress, reduce the person with dementia's risk of injury, improve people's dignity and respect, and hopefully keep people with dementia in the home where most of them want to be for as long as is reasonable.
So when you're asking someone to sit up from a chair or from a seated surface, you want to try to let them do it as much as they can for themselves first. So things you might say to help them do that is bring your bum right to the edge of the chair, push up off the armrests of the chair, bring your feet right underneath you. All of those things will help the person be able to stand up from a seated position, ideally by themselves, even if it takes a little bit longer than it would if we had jumped in to help them.
Well, it's time to go to the bathroom now.
I don't need to go.
Well, I know you don't feel like you need to go, but your sister's coming to visit and you just had a big drink, so we're gonna head down to the bathroom and give it a try. Can you stand up for me, please? We're going down the hall this way. Thank you.
Most of the time we want people to do things on their own, but occasionally they need a little reminder. So sometimes we might just tell them it's time to go, and that can be an assist. But sometimes we have to just put our hand on their shoulder or take them by the hand and say it's now time to go, and that just cues them that it's time to stand up.
Barbara, I need to go to the bathroom.
Okay, Marge, I know that you're ready to go to the bathroom. I'm gonna need you to stand up, and I know that the bed's a little too high for you yet, so we're gonna get you a lower bed. You're just gonna hold on to my hand, and I'm gonna give you a little help to stand up. There we go, and now we can go down to the bathroom.
When someone's getting up from a low seated surface, like a chair or a couch or a toilet, it does require them to use more leg muscles and more muscles than they may have the strength for. So to set that up to be as easy as possible for them, you may tell them to get right to the edge of the seat so that they're already right there to get ready to stand up. If the seated surface has an armrest or have armrests on them, they can push off the firm armrests. And then you also may just remind them to lean forward, because that helps the body get the momentum to come into a standing position.
Did you want to come with me?
Okay.
I'll let you try and get up yourself first. Okay, I'll give you a little hand. You want to scoot right to the front of the chair there a little bit and spread your feet? All right, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Great. That's excellent.
Most of the time, the reason we want to use a safety belt is because we tend to pull on the person's shoulder, and that's not safe for the patient. The other reason to use a safety belt is somebody sometimes isn't the same height as the caregiver, and so we want them to have the best assist they can, and having a safety belt gives you something to hold onto rather than picking up the person's shoulder.
I have this belt around your waist.
Oh, I don't like that belt.
Well, it's there to help me help you. Can we leave it on?
Okay.
All right, we're gonna stand up and we're gonna take your walker and walk to the bathroom. So can you scoot your bottom forward in the chair? And I'm gonna hold on to the belt. And on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Now you grab the walker, and now can you take your brakes off for me? And now you wanna look up, and we're gonna head down to the bathroom. Good job.
Ideally, we'd have a high seated surface so that when the person is sitting down, their feet aren't dangling, but when they go to stand up, it's a little bit easier to get off the surface. And the second thing would be to have long, sturdy armrests so the person could push off into a standing position. That way, they may actually be able to do it for themselves and by themselves rather than rely on a caregiver to help them up.
So this chair's a little bit higher for you. It might be a little easier for you to get up off of. Okay, so we're going to get you to just scoot to the front of the chair a little bit. Get a little closer to the front. Make sure your brakes are on here. Now I want you to put your hands on either side. Okay, and on the count of 3, we're going to stand up. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now hold on to here, and let's take your brakes off. Great.
There's a couple of challenges. In the first place, the person might not know how to do it, so you have to talk them through it. But most of the time it's because of weakness in the hip and the leg muscles, and so we have to actually physically lift their legs and position them into bed. So the caregiver needs to have their hands in the right position and know which cues to give to the person to help them go from lying down to sitting or sitting to lying down.
So first of all, you're going to bend this knee up. That's it. Then you're going to try to bring this hand over to the railing towards me. Now push up with this elbow. And you're going to push up. I'll help your legs come around. That's it. And we'll get your balance there. Good? I'm going to help you lie back down in bed, okay? So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to try to bring your bum right up next to this railing. So you can use the railing. Yep. There you go. There, you're halfway into bed already. So now you're going to bring your hand up on this part, and then if you can, lower yourself down. I'm going to help swing your legs in, and you just have to worry about getting your upper body on the bed, okay? On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. There we go. So when you're helping to prepare someone get to the toilet, you want to be thinking about how that area can be set up so that you can reach things easily and get things easily while still helping the person and stay safe. As a backup, a person might set up a commode beside the bed so that it's an easier transfer to go from bed to commode and have it up against the wall so it doesn't tip over. I'm going to let you get up on your own if you can. So you're going to come right to the edge of the bed. Feel free to use this railing if you'd like, and I'll just help you up a little bit. Okay, you can take my arm, we'll just walk over to the toilet right over there, you can see it. Right this way, Marge, we're just gonna get to the toilet here. We're gonna walk towards the sink, and then if you can see that grab bar over there, you can reach for it, and then feel the toilet on the back of your legs, and you can go to sit down. Well done. You're gonna hang on to the rail, you're gonna bring your nose over your toes and stand up, and then you're gonna take a step over here, and then reach over for that armrest. That's it. And then go ahead and sit down. Nicely done. So people may consider using a raised toilet seat with or without arms. This is an adaptive aid that will help the person get on and off the toilet because it is higher, but also because it has the arms on it as a sturdy surface to be able to push off of.
There's an awful lot of steps in doing a 2-person transfer, and including whether the person's on a transfer sheet so that you can actually physically lift the person without them doing anything at all. But the key is having both people know what they're doing and who's going to guide the steps that you're going to take. Getting the person with dementia to complete what you're tasking them to do is also a little bit of a challenge, and so it usually sometimes takes 1 or 2 tries before you get the person where you want them to go.
So when there's 2 people involved in the transfer, one person might bring over the wheelchair and make sure the leg rests are swung away so they don't create a tripping hazard. And one person is going to take the lead in giving the instructions, and the other person will follow the directions. Barbara and I are going to help you just sit up at the edge of the bed, okay? So you're going to help her move her legs up, and then you're going to help her swing her legs over the side of the bed. And Barb, you're going to roll towards the rail, towards Barbara, and then I'm going to help your upper body come up, and then there we are. I'm gonna come around. Now we're gonna go from the bed to the wheelchair next, and we're gonna help you get there. Okay, so you take Barbara's hand or the railing over there, and on the count of 3, we're gonna help you stand. Just wait, take my arm instead, and then we're gonna get ready to reach over to this armrest, okay? 1, 2, 3. Hand there, turn around, and I've got your bum to help bring you down into the seat. Nicely done.
I think that when one person takes on the responsibility of looking after another person, that's the greatest gift that they can give them. And even if you love that person, it comes with enormous responsibility and a great deal of challenges. And it's never going to be perfect, but the more you know, the more comfortable you're going to feel, and the easier the whole process is going to go. And so we're just delighted to offer people some assistance